As some of you may have seen, you have a new JV with Open Dispo button here that opens up this pop-up that outlines some of the terms of JVing with us. We only assign on the Dispo side, or we may buy your deals, but we don't really focus on helping on the acquisition side. And that's just for us, but you can use the process that I'm about to walk you through for being an acquisition JV partner as well as a disposition JV partner. Ultimately, these deals will come in and land in your JV deals pipeline, and it utilizes a few different features of the platform, mostly under sites. So if we click onto sites, we've got funnels and a bunch of other things, including surveys. So funnels and surveys are what I want to draw our attention to right now, and specifically within surveys, we're going to be using the partner and deal intake survey. So you can click into this and edit it if you wish, but we're not going to do that. It's already set up how we want it for now. We're going to take the survey though and make sure that it's embedded on a funnel page. That's what we've done anyway for ourselves and for our members here. So under funnels, we have a deal intake surveys funnel, and that funnel has the survey embedded on it. Once you do that, you can add a URL and point it to the funnel. So we've got jv.opendispo.com. That's pointing to the funnel with that survey on it. So that's how that works. And then after that, we've gone ahead and added our link to the sidebar for you guys, so members can JV with us for a discount. So we'll do the dispo side and introduce you to buyers for only 30% instead of the standard 50% for non-members. So that's pretty cool, and I'll just show you basically in this live account how this is working because we just got our first deal in. I'll also show you the process of intaking a deal, but then I'll kind of get back to that pipeline and walk you through what we would do to move it forward after it's submitted. But if you guys want to JV with us, you would just click here, and I'll go through here as a test. So let me just say test wholesaler. Phone number is going to be a real one that's not mine. Email, let's just put an old email. So it's a valid email, but it's not yet in the system. We're going to say, is there a seller involved? So you'll see a lot of these survey pages and questions, they utilize logic. So this is the first example where if I say, yes, there is a seller involved, it's going to ask for that seller's info. Whereas if I said no, it's going to bypass that and skip on to the next page, which in this case is there another party involved? Same idea. If yes, who are they and what type of contact are they? But if not, then we will skip to the same page that we would skip to after answering that had we wanted to answer it. So ultimately we're using logic to bypass some pages to streamline the submission. Same idea here. Has title been opened? If yes, then we want to see who the title co is, and if not, then we don't care. Address, obviously that's going to be important. Occupancy. So we have a lot of things from here out that could be skipped if you don't have it, but as much as you can provide here is awesome. And just to remind you, you will have the survey as a member already built, and then you can edit it to your liking, but you won't have to build any of this for the most part. So they go through and answer a bunch of these questions, repair estimate, all these things. We're just going to skip through a few of them, but I'll point out that this is still using the logic. So if we have the mortgage details, then we'll ask what they are, and if not, we'll skip that. Comps. And then this question is pretty key. Is this deal already under contract? If yes, it's a dispo deal. And if no, that would make it an acquisition deal. So we're going to say yes because we don't accept the deals that are no. And in that case, we're going to ask for some of these contract details. After that, we will go and ask if you're a member, because in our case, we give a discount to members. You may not have a dynamic like this, but in this case, I'm going to show you how we can utilize this as a logic step to send out different types of JV agreements through automations. Because in this two-part question thing, we're saying, are you a member? If yes, then do you agree to a 70-30 in your favor? But if you had said no, then it would ask if you agree to a 50-50, because that's the terms. If you're a member, we'll do it at a discount. So if you're a member and you agree to a 70-30 split, then you'll go to this page. Do you grant us exclusivity? Has it already been marketed? If yes, how so? Any extra notes? And then an opt-in message. So what's really cool is we have this set up so that several things are going to happen just as a result of submitting that survey. The first of which is, the form being a native survey, or, it's a survey, not a form, but those are very similar. But it being built into Open Dispo, it really intakes the contact right away. There's no dynamic using Zapier that could get broken. It's like if they submit that survey, they will come into the system as a contact, and they will engage workflows that ultimately get them tagged as a wholesaler, and it will update their wholesaler or JV partner disposition to received JV deal, which results in that tag. So you can already see if I click into this contact, we've got a lot of info here. So we've got the number of deals, we've got the address saved here, we've got the status of that deal. We also have the JV agreement already sent out to that party. And I made sure to use this, email that I control so that I could go ahead and click on the button so you can see how this would come through to the user. So they come through like this. It says, yep, start filling out. All these details are completed. So we're going to have a company name in here with a property address and party information for both us and them, as well as, just expenses and income outlined. We have a spot for additional terms, as well as signatures and dates at the bottom. And then at the end of it, we just kind of have an electronic signature acknowledgement and consent section just to validify it. So we're going to enter all these types of details and ultimately submit it. But that contract is now already tied to the user here. So over in documents, you see we've got it linked. You can see the status, whether it's viewed or signed or completed. And yep, so that's the cool thing. We've basically automated the sending of the JV agreement specifically based on whether they are a member or not, and whether or not there were two parties or three, which we didn't really get into that detail. So let me explain what I mean there. Under automation, in our case, this has a little bit of complexity added to it because we are sending out a different agreement based on whether they are a member or not. But in addition to that, there's the complexity of whether there was an additional party, meaning is it just a two-party or a three-party agreement? Meaning if it's two parties, it's just us and the person who submitted it as a 50-50 or a 70-30. But if they said that there was an additional party and it was a wholesaler, then we would have them fill out the percentage of their side that goes to each party on their side. So we would keep the 50 or the 30, and they would split in some fashion the 50% or 70% that they retained. So that's all done through this workflow here that's triggered when the survey is submitted. So that's kind of the process, and hopefully it shows you that it's really simple to intake these deals, and ultimately as they come in, they will land here in your JV pipeline. Not only do we have those those things that we've already talked about happen, but if we click into the opportunity, we also have a link to actually we have several links to folders that are used for organization, but the most important one here I think is the deal analyzer link that's generated and linked into the opportunity specifically for that deal from your preferred template. This is a template only available to sub 2 students, so if you sign up and you're a sub 2 student, let me know and we can work this out. But if you're not a sub 2 student, then you would not be able to utilize this specific template here. But yep, all those links are just generated automatically and linked into the contact, including that deal analyzer link. And that's how we have ours set up, and how we could, coach you into setting yours up as well. anything that's not set up already anyway. Most of this would be set up as soon as you signed in.